Hello everyone, my name's NoxusBot and welcome back to some more Star Citizen. Yes, I have returned. I'm sorry I've been away and things have been quiet. I've been on holiday, I was at the Insomnia Gaming Festival, and I've also been hammering the new World of Warcraft expansion because WoW sucked me back in like the leech it is. So I've been hammering some other games whilst the content from Star Citizen's a bit on the quiet side. So we've had a Roundverse last night and we've had some more CitizenCon details come out. It's been a bit of a mess, hasn't it, for poor CIG over the past 24 hours or so. So they released some more CitizenCon tickets, and now they have also done digital tickets. So in the same vein that Blizzard does with the virtual ticket for BlizzCon, CIG wanted to do something along the same vein, I imagine, and they started doing digital tickets. And this has created a bit of an uproar for several justifiable reasons. But as normal, it's another reason for the internet to go and hate on Star Citizen for one reason or another. And this time, it's justifiable, some of it. So they wanted to charge you to watch the entire weekend. The same thing that Blizzard does with the virtual ticket if you ever watched BlizzCon through their stream stuff. And everyone was a bit miffed by it because it just seemed like another expense, you know, it seemed like a bit of another money grab, and it locked it behind closed doors for new players. So the keynote speech, which Chris Roberts did last year, would be another big draw again this year. However, because no new players or potential new players who have not yet joined or made an account or anything yet would have access to this because it's behind a paywall, so you're kind of losing that marketable area really if you lock everything that in that keynote behind a paywall to start with. So I think the PR and marketing kind of messed that one up a little bit. It caused such a huge amount of strife and vitriol on the internet, as the internet is wont on to be, that Chris Roberts actually had to make a post on Spectrum, which is something he does not do very often, clarifying a few things. They clarified that the keynote speech and the closing speech, which are both his babies during the con, will be free to everyone with an account. So basically if you just register for a Star Citizen account, then you can watch them. So you don't have to pay for a ticket to go and see those if you don't want to. What will still be behind the paywall is in-depth dev talks and community events and things like that that are going on during the con if you want to watch those. So yes, it kind of calmed the waves a little bit, but there's a lot of people who haven't picked up that fact yet, or they've not read what Chris put out on Spectrum, because let's face it, not everybody looks at Spectrum, although it has been, you know, echoed out on Reddit and various different media. So yes, it's been a little bit of a mess, hasn't it? CIG definitely screwed over the PR and marketing of that one. They should have clarified that the meat and potatoes keynote was free to the account holders when they put the virtual tickets out for the rest of it. Myself, I am concierge, so I don't need to pay for the streams. If you're concierge or you're a subscriber, you get the streams for free. You don't have to buy the virtual ticket. However, if you're concierge, you still have to pay if you want to get the digital goodie pack. You don't have to if you're an Imperator subscriber, which is the higher tier. I wouldn't have gotten the virtual ticket anyway, because everything that happens in the con will be going on YouTube, I would say a day later, maybe 2 days at the most. So you're only missing out on the info as it comes out there and then. And if you're into Star Citizen in any vein and you don't buy a virtual ticket, I imagine there will be various streams and such of people relaying the information that comes out, even if you don't have an eye on what's going on exactly at that moment. So yes, the keynote is the big thing here, and that's what they needed to make free, and they did make free after the vitriol that went out on the internet, because that's where all the big toys are going to be. There was silly comments like people are afraid that, you know, oh, they're turning into EA because they're money grabbing. No, EA are just money grabbing bastards. That's a fact. We know this. This is before Chris Roberts came out and said that the keynote was available to everyone who'd had an account. Basically, it was the entire event stream was paywalled when something like a keynote is meant to be the big sell to draw in a crowd and interest new people. paywalling the very thing you're meant to be showing the masses in the first place is a bit of a shitty marketing move. However, since he's clarified the main keynote will be available for everyone to watch with community events and stuff behind the paywall stuff, it's not that bad, I don't think. There is another offshoot of this, though, however, that I think is important for CitizenCon, and that is the keynote itself. If you look past the whole fracas and the Dramallama with the money issue for the virtual ticket, looking forward to CitizenCon, the keynote this year, for the sake of trying to save a little bit of face, I think, after the PR and marketing storm of this, and some of the other stuff that's gone on in the past, you know, let's face it, they don't have that great a record with PR and marketing. The keynote that they do at the convention this year has to be relatable. So what I mean by that is that it contains content and functions within it that we're going to see soon. So stuff that we're going to see within a few months, you know, maybe 6 months at the latest. Not like last year's keynote where we were shown the Idris landing on Daymar and crushing a rover because the ramp didn't work, and to Idrisi, I don't know what the plural is for Idris, fighting around Daymar's atmosphere. So it was kind of a little bit of a cock tease to the people who owned an Idris, because it was like, this is your big glorious ship in a big fight, even though it's at like 3 frames a second. But you're still not going to be able to fly it for 2 years or so because the engine cannot handle this ship in any capacity so far. So that and face over IP and voice over IP, the FOIP and VoIP as I tend to call it, was heavily sort of rolled out during that keynote as well, you know, showing people being able to use that technology. Now, landing on planets and being able to land on planets with cities that have atmospheres and the FOIP and VoIP are obviously coming in 3.3, but that is an entire year after they were advertised in that keynote. So this time, this convention, the keynote needs to be relatable. It needs to have stuff that we are going to be able to do soon, so that it's not a giant tease. You know, it's good to draw new people in, but show them what's coming soon. Anything in that 2-hour slot has to be stuff that's coming sooner rather than later, otherwise it will be seen as just another really crappy marketing sling to try and draw people in just for the sake of making money. CIG has this unfortunate uncanny skill of making a big doo-doo about things, so think back to the past, like Chris Roberts' previous release date predictions, or the scope of the game forever changing, which was really annoying the initial investors. And then slowly rebuilding trust after that, and some public image, so like new content coming out, the roadmap that they came out with now that they, you know, everyone can see and interact with, and sticking to a quarterly release schedule. So 2 for 2 so far. If they get this one out at CitizenCon, that's 3 for 3. It's fantastic. And they rebuild their image a bit with that, only to smash it all down again with a PR marketing hammer, which is obviously the current drama that's going on. So yes, I can see why they offered the virtual ticket from a business standpoint. You know, it's a way to generate revenue, which at the end of the day, this is a crowdfunded project. It needs the revenue to keep running. However, they messed up, and they very much should have let people know that the keynote and such was free, because, yeah, it generated an internet shitstorm. So let me know what you think. It's a bit of a mess, but hopefully, now that storm they've weathered that storm, I think it will calm down within the next day or so, as it tends to, and we'll see what more they've got to look forward to for CitizenCon. On the other CitizenCon note, they do offer a digital goodies package now, so if you want going to the con, much like Blizzard's virtual ticket granted you access to things that you could get in World of Warcraft or Heroes of the Storm or whatever, you know, you could get little pets and mounts and things. Star Citizen are doing something similar. So for $12, that's the cost for me, but I'm in Britbong Brexit land, so it may be a little bit cheaper overseas for you guys because of the tax. You can get a digital goodies package, which will contain, I think it's a jacket that your character can wear, much like the subscriber jackets recently. It will also give you a subscriber, it's not a subscriber, is it? It's a CitizenCon trophy, as well as an exclusive CitizenCon weapon, much like the Castac Arms Custodian, the blue one that we have from the last CitizenCon. So yeah, that's like the cost of a normal subscription, so the lower tier subscription, then you get some goodies. So something to consider if there is something you want to take away from this and that's a little bit exclusive. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think it's a little bit of a mess. It's certainly another bump in the road for CIG, which they didn't need, especially now as we're coming up to September and we've got one more month before, you know, the big 3.3 patch lands, which will definitely be a lot better than what we have now. But they keep shooting themselves in the foot, don't they? And it's unfortunate. So let me know what you think. Thank you very much for listening, guys, and I will see you next time.